On January 9th, the New York Times announced the China McDonald's operations will be sold to a locally led consortium and a large international investment firm. A quote in the Bloomberg report states McDonald's will get out of running a difficult business in a country where tainted food scandals and politics can hobble income. This sell will include selling off 2,800 restaurants in both mainland China and Hong Kong. When you think of a truly American fast food restaurant, you think McDonald's. This is an iconic business that prides itself in bringing fast and consistent food to every American. Think Happy Meals, French fries, the nugget, the Hamburglar, and many other immemorable images. McD's has also brought childhood memories that we shall not soon forget. Some history on McDonald's. McDonald's became an American company in 1955. It grew out of a 1937 restaurant called the Airdrome and was built in the philosophy of a fast meal at a fair price. Ray Kroc recognized the value and potential of McDonald's and negotiated the franchise portion of the business. By 1968, McDonald's had expanded and opened its 1,000th restaurant. The McDonald's concept was to provide fast food the way you want. It was simple, easy to understand, and people enjoyed it. The concept aligned with the U.S. culture at the time. As McDonald's expanded, it attempted to standardize its menu and carry that menu over to its international business strategy. The organization wanted to minimize variation in the product line using the novelty of McDonald's as a strategy. In 1967, the first two McDonald's outside the U.S. was established, the first in British Columbia, Canada, the second in San Juan. These two countries were the start of an aggressive international expansion. Currently, McDonald's has growth, which includes 123 countries and 36,000 McDonald's. McDonald's continues to focus on franchising overseas and expand its global presence. At its peak, McDonald's opened a new restaurant every 3 hours. The data clearly indicates that the growth model was very successful in countries with American influence. They were good and getting better. The countries with the largest number of McDonald's clearly had a Western influence, Japan being the only Asian country that was post-World War II and influenced by the American presence. The first official McDonald's in Hong Kong was opened on Patterson Street in 1975. The first McDonald's to open in mainland China was in Shenzhen in 1990. The McDonald's was at that time in 48 countries prior to entering China and successfully growing in every one of those countries. McDonald's has become successful at adapting its menu to international growth. The U.S. and Chinese diets are clearly different. The McDonald's menu has been misaligned with the Chinese palate since its launch in 1975. The average American calorie intake is 25.4% more in America than in China. McDonald's was hoping to shift Chinese eating habits and take advantage of the novelty and marketing efforts the McDonald's machine had success with. The second challenge McDonald's faced in the Chinese market was their political and ideological differences. In a recent Forbes report, Forbes stated that the South China Sea dispute may have contributed to the reduction in sales and recent boycotts of American business. The American icon McDonald's was a victim of political unrest and differences between the U.S. and Chinese global perspectives. Effectively, when it came to growth in China, McDonald's was stuck. McDonald's has lost 1.3% market share since 2010, and sales continued to stagnate through 2016. Despite increased efforts to change direction with the menu, use of technology, and other shifts in Asian model, they couldn't overcome the current negative climate associated with American fast food. McDonald's has accepted their position in China. Due to the struggles in McDonald's ability to grow, McDonald's has decided to sell its controlling stakes in China and Hong Kong operations and give up 80% of their business. There are two buyers for the franchises in China. Buyers are CITIC Capital Holdings, which is a Chinese state-backed conglomerate, and the second is a private equity firm from the U.S. called Carlyle. CITIC Group is a wholly state-owned company. They are a multinational conglomerate with both financial and non-financial businesses. In the article 7 Barriers to Successful International Business, James Rosner clearly identifies impacts on international business success and their influences, including cultural issues, ideology, foreign bureaucracy, foreign government. Clearly, McDonald's in China, part owned by a state organization, will reduce some of these risks. The second business partner in the merger is Carlyle Group. Carlyle Group has $169 billion of assets under management. Their focus has been on distressed corporate opportunities. Carlyle Group has invested in China business and experience working within the country. As I stated, the new partnership leaves the controlling group as CITIC Capital. This arrangement brings about inherent benefits such as the McDonald's identity remains in the brand with 20% stake by McDonald's, Carlyle Group's strategic integration capability and understanding of international business, specifically distressed businesses, and CITIC's connection to state government and the ability to change the Chinese people's perspective of the businesses by changing it from an American to a Chinese company. What's the future of McDonald's in China? In the end, there are some very positive indicators that the international merger is going to help McDonald's grow in a country with a very different political and cultural perspective. Bloomberg reports that the group plans to add 1,500 restaurants in the next 5 years in smaller Chinese cities and refurbish 90% of the old restaurants.